Winged cabbage. It can be said to be the most popular vegetable in the past 2 years. Just the drinks developed on the market. There are more than 30 different models. I didn't eat kale much before, but the more I look at it, the more familiar it seems. I feel like Eve's seen this before at a landscaping agency. Winged cabbage was a popular item in the 1990s. Well known. 1,600 years ago, raincoat drying basket. It has already been introduced to my country as a vegetable. So, greenery agencies' green raincoats and drying baskets. Can we really catch and eat it? This time, let's talk about raincoats and drying baskets. Winged cabbage. It is made from wild kale. The total number of a large class of varieties has been cultivated. Different varieties have different uses. What about the winged kale from the landscaping agency? They are professionally cultivated for ornamental purposes because it contains anthocyanins, lycopene. The content of substances such as carotene changes constantly. Changes in content can cause leaves to turn purple, green, yellow, white, and other colors. At the same time, its leaf edges also have various shapes. For example, some leaves have rounded edges and are also called original liquid-shaped. Some edges are rich in folds, called day-night shapes. Some leaves have lobed outlines and shapes. Becomes rain leaf shape. Some people with long-term habits can find a very high level of talent. Remove the bottom one. His outer petals look even more like flowers. It might be because his legs are very long. So, what do these high-achieving individuals look up to? They are usually called umomahi. Some are specifically for one person, like Jersey for one person. Its height can reach 56 meters net weight. Besides the leaves, which can be used on animals, its stillness can also be used to create a journal. Not only is it lightweight, but it also has good toughness. Therefore, it is also called journal winged cabbage. Journal wings cabbage pursuit of height. Some winged cabbages, on the other hand, pursue breadth. For example, thousand-headed winged cabbage. His mirror was covered with dense, thick leaves. Largest area, enough to feed the animals. As for practical winged kale, in different regions, there are also different sitting posture preferences. For example, high-latitude regions. Tibetan plants have strong cold resistance. Red Russian winged cabbage. In Italy, self-grown razzinato winged cabbage. Their leaves are long and large, and the leaves are uneven, like dinosaur skin. Therefore, it is also called dinosaur winged cabbage. Meanwhile, Bella winged kale is cultivated in Spain. This type of cabbage is more suitable for cooked dishes. There's also winged kale and Brussels sprouts. Hybrids. These wild cabbage shoots are quite distinctive. It looks like it has many small cabbages growing on it. What about the nutritional value of kale itself? It is very rich. From a nutritional perspective, kale also contains a relatively high amount of potassium, minerals such as calcium. It contains abundant folic acid and vitamins, especially vitamin C and vitamin K, according to data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. On average, 100 grams are produced per person. It contains 120 milligrams of vitamin C and 390 micrograms of vitamin K. Even more than that, 33 and 225 of the daily nutritional needs of the human body. In addition, it is low in calories, high in crude fiber. What happened after eating it? It increases satiety and promotes intestinal peristalsis. Therefore, winged kale has always been a favorite among fitness enthusiasts. He once made many people eat spicy food to lose weight. But if everyone wants to eat, you must eat these specially prepared dried fish. Don't eat the greening agent's food. Firstly, it doesn't taste good. Secondly, dried fish orchids are prone to insect infestation. Pesticide spraying is required for maintenance. There are quite a few Wikipedia entries and pesticide residues. Also because it's prone to getting infested with insects. Even dried fish. They also face the problem of pesticide residues. Why is it that kale is prone to pesticide residues? Because kale is a leafy vegetable. Vegetables have large leaf surface area, layer upon layer. It's a luxury apartment with many pests. The pesticides added to it. It is difficult to be washed clean by rain. Natural decomposition is thorough. I checked multiple provinces and cities. Pesticide residue test reports at different times, like celery and leeks. Leafy vegetables such as cabbage and kale. It is a major area with pesticide residues, especially dichlorvos, toxic sap, and various citrus-based insecticides. Larger residue. I'd rather have my raincoat torn and then be chewed up. Are you not going to put up any resistance? Of course not. Plants of the family Dioscoriaceae, represented by dried food. Their bodies. There is another type called sulfur compounds in dried mustard oil. When their cells are damaged by external factors, the black mustard enzyme in their bodies. This will dry hydrolyze mustard oil into first-class citric acid seeds. It produces a certain degree of irritation and spiciness. This is also radish and cabbage. Why is it spicy? Because they're the same as kale. It's also a top-tier bitter fruit of the Brassicaceae family. It can weaken the metabolic capacity of herbivorous insects. This leads to slow insect production or even death. But this kind of substance called cabbage girl. The starting point was good. But what about people? Undoubtedly, the abdominal line of a chili pepper. The more you resist, the more I love to eat. Not only do people love to eat, they even love to eat insects. Let's talk about food. The names of many insects. They usually include the name of the food. For example, the citrus swallowtail butterfly is a plant of the genus Citrus. Brown aluminum resembles nail polish. Tobacco leaf beetles love to eat tobacco leaves. But the dead flower is a pest. There are indeed some exceptions. For example, the most common white butterflies around us. It's called a vegetable powder dish. This kind of spring, called kaichun, and also baby goose, etc. His name. They all have a simple word dish. It's not that the technique used to describe these insects is bad. And their food. It includes cabbage, radish, kale, etc. These foods. We've been with humans for too long. So much so that these pests. No need to add species name anymore. These pests. Not only is it not afraid of Dutch mustard oil drying out, like a large plate of rice noodles, little goose, etc. They're larvae, stimulated by the dryness of mustard oil. On the contrary, it will increase appetite. Physiological addiction has even emerged, like they're on drugs. If you've been through the rain, then the leaves were gnawed into lace by these insects. It's perfectly normal. In order to kill pests, with one person, gradually becoming a major disaster area for pesticide materials. People are on an acre of land. It's not unusual to spray 59 kilograms of pesticide. These past 2 years, many tea drinks, coffee brand launches kale-infused beverage. From the earliest outings to Haiti's raincoat gift bottles, to the subsequent stock named green grapefruit and vegetable bottle, the a cappella singing of Chabaideo and Igalin, etc. Now even Cutia and Ruaching are also involved. It is said that on the market, there are already more than 30 types of feather kale drinks. Big characters are also considered raw thorns, despite the rich nutrients of the feathery calyx. But going west, I still feel like I'm hunting livestock. Recently, Eve noticed. Haiti adopted. Pears, silkworms, and cabbage are used as raw materials, claiming that during the planting and production process, no chemical pesticides are used. Chemical fertilizers. Exogenous hormones. These points are actually very difficult to achieve. What makes it difficult? You might think, what about the most common pests on a person? That's how it is, but actually, in most cases, the size of a pest on a person is only this big. For them, it's toothworms. Toothworms are animals of the order Hemimorpha. Stimulate the breath like a straw. It can suck the leaves and branches of plants. You might think, these tiny creatures are less than 1 millimeter in diameter. It is fundamentally insufficient to have. Eat as much as you want. However, toothworms' secret weapon is their powerful reproductive ability. They can reproduce using a lone magnet. No complicated mating process required. And what about when they are born? The little duckling immediately darted out of the stream. The most outrageous thing is their solitary magnetic reproduction. The offspring born were actually already pregnant. Through this assembly line breeding method, the number of toothworms will increase exponentially. Turn kale into an aleocandric buffet. Its extremely small size also makes it difficult for humans to handle. However, people dispatched a special Heavenly Secrets Legion. Come and teach them. First, there's the cylindrical tank with a different color. Their paint colors are very rich, possessing a strong and smooth exoskeleton and chewing breath. One day, I can teach dozens or even hundreds of toothworms. The main thing is, their larvae are also fierce predators. To give one's whole life, they all devoted themselves to the cause at Smiling Cliff. Secondly, this reflects Han Hongbing's elegant and simple style, although they are called wind, but its size is only that of an ant. Excellent eyesight and flight ability. It can precisely target my dental cavities. A scalpel-like polishing tool. Insert it into the toothworm's body and inject fertilized eggs into the toothworm. Dental alkali wind fertilized egg. They will hatch into larvae inside the toothworm. What about tooth alkali larvae? It will slowly hollow out the body of the toothworm, leaving behind only an empty trick. If you find some toothworm shells on the leaves, or a sphere, that's most likely an injection for alkalosis. As for other larger powder discs, no manual intervention is required. And this feather-like galangal spray, Bacillus thuringiensis. These bacteria, after being stung by an insect, bacterial toxins, in the alkaline intestinal environment of insects, hydrolyzed by proteases, formation of smaller units with toxic effects. These atoms stomach toxins. In insects, specific receptor binding of epithelial cells, leading to cell membrane perforation. Let the pests starve to death because they can't digest the food. However, this bacterium is harmless to humans. But what about the threat to rutabaga? It's not just insects. There are even smaller leaf veins. That is what is commonly known as a red spider. It's a nightmare for oxidized people. They are pig-like animals. It's not an insect at all. And it's also smaller than a small steamed bun. To deal with these things, you need to master the art of masked erosion, the setting of enemies and allies sharing the same origin. There are also some fleshy mites among mites, collectively known as predatory mites. These tiny hunters can target spider mites, a few whitewashed pests, perform one-tune point-to-point removal, plus the luring effect of pigmentation, ultraviolet rays, etc. The house also has a high-temperature ventilated shed. This way, pests and diseases can be controlled without chemical pesticides. Now we have solved the problem of external pests. But where's the fishing rod? It also needs water and fertilizer to grow strong. Haiti's Linglong silkworm and a Lana plantation. The area around the lake where the discussion is taking place. The main thing is the average organic content. It reached 42. Crops don't need too much fertilizer. Secondly, there's nature. There are many natural fertilizers. As for calcium deficiency, use bean foil. Top dressing with seaweed and fried rapeseed cake. During the planting process, Haiti and a blue one. They even pursue not using external hormones. Do not use external hormones, although a blue one grows slowly. The highlight is that it takes more than 50 days from sowing to harvest. But the accumulation of wind and rain substances within it is also greater. The scent of blue in the rain will also have more layers of meaning. What about the fish at this time? There are also special selection criteria for harvesting. The bottom leaves are not needed because it's too old and has a poor texture. Even the tenderest ones shouldn't be taken because in the tender buds of the fish, There are many defensive chemical substances. The taste will be more stimulating. A fish and a person. Only 35 leaves are collected at a time. The total length shall not exceed 30 centimeters. This section is no longer than 5 centimeters. Only then can it be considered a qualified product. During its growth process, it prefers to check for zero middle-class feathers. Cabbage is strictly advised against the use of chemical pesticides. No chemical fertilizers used. The 3-0 principles of not using chemical hormones, and passed more than 800 pesticide residue tests by third parties. No pesticide residues were detected, based on national and European standards. Commonly used chemical drugs all show a crude taste. Only then can it be considered qualified. I want to get the exquisite silkworm. Winged cabbage delivered to the cleaning store. It also needs to undergo cold cooling cleaning and transportation, incorporating modern preservation technologies. Keep the feathered lily in a fresh state. Reaching stores nationwide. At the machining center, vacuum dragon control technology can be completed within 20 minutes. Lower the nighttime temperature from 25 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius. Low temperature and low pressure environment. The germination of moldy buns is inhibited. The shelf life of the leaves was also extended. Bubble cleaning agent. It can clean stains and insect eggs from the leaves without damaging the leaves. And then these fresh leaves. It will come from Shiping County, delivered to other stores across the country. I understand that too. There seem to be some methods. It involves juicing a product for one person and then delivering it to the store. Mixing. The process in winter is relatively simple. For adults, if a tea drink doesn't taste good, that's just being a scoundrel. What about the taste of food for one person? In the beverage. This might not be so easy for many people to accept. Other raincoat fairy bottles contain green grapes,
lemon, apple, etc.
Greatly improved the taste. And chia seeds, which we talked about in a previous video. This is also a nutritious food. Unique lip shape and seeds. After soaking, it will break into tiny pearls. It's perfect for adding fiber to drinks. The ability to utilize one's talents is truly remarkable. This will allow more consumers to enjoy their products with peace of mind. With a person's high nutrition, we also look forward to more brands, while launching healthier products, to be able to go one more step upstream, in a natural and pure way. Further domestication of raw materials.